This one is about parenthood. And the process of making life is quite enjoyable at first. Then it becomes a little burden for the woman. But the love for the child should overcome that burden so it does not feel like a burden. It should be a sense of ease instead. If you are in the right place inside, then there's the birth, the meeting, the water flows. Just like in nature when there is life to be had. Now, the first months or year, you have quite an easy time if the child gets what it wants and there are no lessons to be learned. From staying up all night listening to a crying baby. If you have gotten all those lessons that might teach you, it will not keep you awake. Then, as the child grows, the lesson it came to teach you will materialize. In the beginning, there are chances where you might lose yourself, and those chances are the lessons the baby come with. In the beginning, they are small. If you lose yourself to the small lessons and don't learn from them, then these lessons will become bigger, and there will become a gap which will widen between you and the child. I have felt that gap, I have lived it, and I have closed it with my first child. I caught the lessons when my third child was about 3 years old. I closed the gap between her and me, and there was never a gap between me and my fourth child. Well, I think there might have been one, a little one in the beginning, but he's only 1.5, so that gap was never that wide to begin with. And it all came from me, having some help by my third child finding my heart. Now, you might go blind through this life, not knowing why there is distance between you and your brother, between you and your mother, between you and your child or children. It is because the lessons you had the chance of teaching each other were never had. They were just lying there still, waiting for the chance to be had. But it's harder to see as time goes, and if you don't talk about the difficult things that lie underneath. There must be room for people to stumble, to make mistakes without being judged, but met with love. Trying is like a seed, judging is like fire. A seed will not grow in a fire. Love and support is like water. And from this scenario, where you can have a seed growing up with love and support, it will become a flower made on a good foundation. So the children comes here with a lesson for you. And your reaction to their lessons will be shown in the outcome of the flower. If the flower blooms during your presence together, that's a sign you've been tending the garden well. If it blooms in your absence, you have not taken the lessons that were there. So these are ways of seeing with your own eyes how your tutelage has been. With my first child, she came with a lesson of ego. I had to see my ego, and I can promise you my first one had the hardest time of teaching me the lesson, and she takes the pain for that and will carry that with her if she does not solve it. And hopefully we have still time to grow through those things together. So my second child, he came to teach me about the value or non-value of materialistic things. So he broke a tile in the bathroom and he painted with the rocks on my cars, and he broke a window and other things, you know. But since I have already taken the ego lesson from my daughter at that time, I did not go into the angry state. It was just, well, okay, there goes the paint job on the car, there goes a tile, okay. So he had a definitive easier time than my first. And then my third child, she was really the one with, the important lesson. But all lessons are equal important, because if number one and number two haven't been able to give me these first lessons, I wouldn't have been able to open up to receive my third daughter's. My third daughter came with a heart-opening lesson for a year or 1.5 years before I took the lesson. She called me, she said, "Dad, you're stupid." She said it so many times, "Daddy is stupid, Daddy is stupid." And I was kind of laughing of it, but I didn't see why I was stupid. Until one day, she gave me, until the day I started really waking up to a different level of consciousness. And she really burst that heart door open for me. And once I opened that door and realized what was behind, and it was so funny. After that, she didn't say I was stupid no more. And then I realized that she called me stupid because I wasn't in my heart. I was mostly in my head. And that was the lesson from my third daughter, and she now, from not running up and jumping in my lap, she's now doing that. Then there is my fourth child. He's 1.5 right now, so I'm trying to really figure out what he's trying to teach me. And this is the way I think everybody should be looking at their children. What are they trying to teach me? And you're really have to go into yourself to see it. And it's not easy. But if you know that there are lessons there, I didn't know. I had to look back upon it. But if you go in with the intent of looking for the lessons they come with, then I think you'll be at an advantage. Now, I told a lady this story about these lessons. And the funny thing is that she had been waiting for like 35 years, since the 1990s, for someone to take those lessons that she once tried to teach other parents. And 35 years later, I don't think she had heard about anybody which had taken, I don't think she had heard about anybody that looks at their children as teachers in a way. So when I told her this story, she cried. She made like a kindergarten for these things and tried to teach parents, but I don't think there were many people listening, because they're mostly thinking about their jobs, getting home, making dinner, and flip the page for the next day. And it's more a state of survival than thrival. Now I hope some people out there that watches this will take this to heart and start listening not just to their children, but to the people which comes with the best triggers, you know, the ones which really makes you angry, because there are lessons there where there is anger and where those dark forces, you can call them, are at. Then there's lessons there, because in that anger there is something within your body that is not thriving. So you need to look at what that is and turn that into light. You gotta light that dark spot up inside you. And there's mostly nothing wrong with the other person that is making these things in you, because you are making your own feelings. I hope this makes some sense to you, and write a little hello in the comments or something, or I hope to hear from some of you that have tried this perspective at least. Why not try it? It's a bit fun. A new perspective in life. Children as the teachers.